Hello and welcome back to the channel on our continuing voyage to become better blues players. My name's Mark, and in this lesson we're going to look at using the BB box over an 8-bar blues. So the way the lesson's going to work, we're going to quickly recap the notes that we're going to use, and then we're going to talk about how we navigate our way through this particular 8-bar blues chord progression. Okay, so this lesson follows on from other lessons talking about the BB box in the recent series. So if you want a deeper dive and find out other uses for the BB box, you can look into those lessons. But very quickly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where the notes are. So the BB box, we locate it because we're in the key of A today, so we want to find an A note on our B string. We're going to play that with our index finger, and then around those we're going to play the notes. I'll put them up on screen. And if you've been following my lessons, you'll know that the best thing about this is when we take those notes on the 12th fret and we can bend them up a whole tone, and it gives them some really nice melodic sounds. Okay, so that's the BB box. Now, what makes this wonderful, in my opinion, is that right around there, we've also got the notes of the minor pentatonic. So I'll show you those quickly. I'll put them on screen. What we've also got there is we can add in the flat 5, the blues note. Okay, so those are the notes we've got, and so we can lean into more the BB box when we want something nice and sweet and melodic, and we can lean into the minor pentatonic or particularly the blues scale when we want something a little dirtier and yeah, more kind of darker sounding. Okay, so the particular 8-bar blues that we're going to be looking at in this lesson is taken from the chord progression for Trouble in Mind by Nina Simone. It was also covered by Freddie King, Aretha Franklin, loads of other people. I think Big Bill Broonzy's also covered it as well. If you look it up on Spotify or something, you'll find loads of versions of it. It's a very, very similar chord progression to things like Need Your Love So Bad and Ain't Nobody's Business. So this is like a very kind of standard 8-bar blues chord progression that we're going to play over. Now, when I started playing blues, when I was in the key of A, the first thing I would do is go to A minor pentatonic. Now, if you play A minor pentatonic over this chord progression, it's going to sound pretty hideous because there's sections of this where you have to go really, really melodic, and those minor notes really jump out and sound awful. If you don't believe me, try it out for yourself. Play over the backing track with just using A minor pentatonic, and there's certain sections that are really not going to work very well. So our chord progression that we're looking at today, we have got 8 bars, and we got a bar of A and then a bar of A7. Then we've got a bar of D and a bar of D minor. Then we've got 2 bars that go A to F sharp 7 and then B minor to E7. And then the final 2 bars go A to D to A to E. So the best way to approach this particular chord progression is to break it up into 2-bar chunks. So first of all, we've got the A to A7. Now for that, we can use either the minor pentatonic or the BB box. Both are going to sound really nice. Here's me playing a little improvisation over A to A7, kind of looped round. So what you should hear there is that the that BB box and the A minor pentatonic both work really well, and you can kind of go sweet into sour and those kind of things. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a loop of that D to D minor. Now what is going to happen here is we're going to avoid the BB box because that's really not going to work. Where we're going to play now is we're really going to lean into those A minor sounds. Okay, so hopefully what you heard there is those minor sounds sound really good. They work really well over that D to D minor. Next up, we've got the next two bars, which are going to play this A to F sharp. And this is where we have to go really melodic. So I'm going to use the BB box now. And that was just improvising, but what I hope you heard was that those melodic sounds that you get from the BB box, particularly when you bend at the 12th fret, they really suit that particular little block of two bars of chords. So then we get the final two bars, which is an A to a D to an A to an E. And over here, again, we're going to lean more into the minor sound. Okay, so I hope over that what you heard was that that little two bar passage really suits kind of more minor licks. So, little recap. We've got an 8-bar blues. The first two bars, we're going to go melodic, BB box. The next two bars, we're going to go dirty, minor, and we're going to use A minor sounds. Then the next two bars, we're going to go really melodic again and use the BB box. And then the final two bars, again, we're going to go minor. So what this means is that over the whole chord progression, we're constantly switching from 2 bars sweet to 2 bars sour to 2 bars sweet to 2 bars sour. And that's what I really like about this particular position on the neck is that you can, without having to jump around the neck, you can access those sounds really easy. So the next lesson that's going to follow this one, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an example solo, because I always think the best way to learn is by example. So there'll be an example solo over this particular backing track, and there'll be tab on screen, backing track, all of that kind of stuff, and I'll take you through and I'll show you the licks one by one. Okay, so until next time, take care, and I'll see you then.